Elon Musk being the richest person in the world right now. I mean, if whatever histories of the era, like of the Roaring Twenties before the big collapse, uh, and I don't mean necessarily a collapse of like civil government, but a economic correction, which I think is inevitable. Just you know who the hell knows when it's coming. The fact that the richest guy on earth was someone who didn't really make anything, who did not have any basis for his wealth that made sense in any intuitive way. Bill Gates made computers. People bought the computers. Jeff Bezos delivers things to you. Computers and other computers, also other products. What does Elon Musk do? He makes like 10,000 shitty electric cars that cost a ton of money and kill you a year. And lies about building tunnels that are and says they're going to replace like mass transit, and they're literally they're theme park rides, and he doesn't even build them. I mean, he games tax breaks and incentives in the green sector and in space and stuff just to get his name out there and associate it with a vision of technological deliverance from this moment that we live in, and then exploits that to absurdly world historically overvalued stock. Nothing has ever been as overvalued as Tesla. I'm not much of an expert on this shit, but it's not. I don't think a lot of people would argue with that. I mean, the underlying financials of that company are non-existent. And what it is the reason this has happened, one, because we are in this gigantic bubble where the money is just sloshing around. There's nowhere to get profit, so everything is just pure speculation. And also the fact that he has become the cultural avatar for capitalism saving itself. Because everybody can sense that this shit is all in a bad trajectory. Unless you have your own fantasies of Q where we're all going to get eaten by reptiles and you're still, everybody is feeling apocalyptic, whether you believe in global warming or not. But if you do believe that global warming is real, you do believe that we are going towards a condition of significant ecological crisis and instability. But because you are an American more than anything, and your ideologically your ideological understanding of the world is structured, or especially if you're somebody who invests in the stock market and you have a literally vested interest in capitalism maintaining itself, the conclusion you might draw from the crisis we're in of, this system doesn't work, is not appealing, because you don't want to do away with the system. It does well for you, and you also have faith in it, ideological faith in it. Elon Musk is the figure who has embodied the notion that capitalism can fix itself through innovation and through brilliance and dedication. All those stuff that has brought us all of the greatest technological innovations in history, that will also solve the present crisis, however form it takes, whether it's energy or environment. It can all be ameliorated by brilliant men of vision mostly, applying their brilliance to the thorny technological questions. Because if you cannot accept that there is a fundamental problem with the system that is producing these outcomes, then the only solutions you can accept are that something is broken within it, and that can be technologically fixed, that there is some sort of application of engineering somewhere along the line that can bring us back onto the beam. And Elon Musk's pitch to the world is that he can do it. He's going to get us all electric cars and batteries and underground tunnels that will soothe all of our social ills and buy us more time. And people are willing to spend a lot of money to believe that. And especially since at this point, it's only an upside because the motherfucking stock keeps going up. Fucking guy was on Rick and Morty, for Christ's sake. And so the fact that you have this this overlapping series of deepening ecological and economic catastrophes and crises that are compounding one another across a global economic system, and the richest person to emerge from this system that exists to create giant fucking fortunes is this paper billionaire whose entire wealth is predicated on ludicrously overvalued stock that is entirely pumped up by PR stunts, backroom deals with government, and a worldwide self-delusion and need to believe in capitalism. At the end of the day, we just have to believe, because the alternative is too unthinkable. And Musk is someone you can actually believe in, not just from the sidelines, but from the position of an investor and consumer. You can make it happen. You can buy a Tesla. You can buy Tesla stock. Or you could go online and argue in people's comments about how he's a genius, even though he today suggested that they build tunnels under Miami, which is in Florida, a state with a water table that is about 3 inches below the surface of the earth, and is entirely limestone. I mean, just a bimbo, but and a classic carnival barker, and it's perfectly fitting that he would be our avatar of global capitalism, this scam artist. And then look who is the avatar now of Trumpism in the absence of Trump. Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, who is another perfect avatar of middle American petty bourgeois reaction. I'm going to see if I can find the quote, but Rick Perlstein's first book, Before the Storm, the one about Barry Goldwater, features in the very beginning an extended description of this type of people who would make up the first generation of funders and organizers of the right-wing reaction to the New Deal consensus that emerged after World War II.
Wait, hold on, Hepcats and Greasers. We've got a call on our special Eddie and the Cruisers hotline. What's this? It's coming all the way from Mars? Open that call. Hello, you're online.
Hey, how are you guys doing? It's just nice to be talking. Just thought I'd pop in and have a little chat with you guys. Rockabilly, Chapo, you know, it's going to be fun.
Oh my God, it's the king of rockabilly.
It's the rockabilly king himself, yeah. Elon Musk. Elon.
Yeah, sure, rockabilly all the way to Mars, the asteroid belt, wherever we happen to overshoot our mission to, you know?
Elon, so great to hear from you. How are things going?
It's great, yeah. I've been a big fan for a while. It's great to just call in. So cool. You know, I'm hoping maybe I could get the rights to some of your rockabilly numbers to put over my 48-hour rocket missions to the planets in our solar system for when we do the live stream. Because we're going to be shooting a lot of different Tesla models in outer space pretty soon. It's going to be real cool.
I mean, that was a huge success, that the Falcon Heavy X rocket launch that you just did. That was Hepcat to the max.
It was so fantastic, and it was great. You know, people said, oh, you shot a dummy into space inside of a Tesla. And, you know, a lot of people thought that, but I think I can reveal now it was actually Melinda Gates. And so you have seen a lot less from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation because they're a little bit of our rivals, you know. And so we just shot one of them into space, and now Bill is playing along. He's playing along because he wants Melinda back. And we're so excited, guys. You know, I was just in South by Southwest. I was just like seeing some of the apps. I was giving a lot of talks, pumping up some of my companies while talking about my other companies in just a delicate way enough that we could, you know, avoid any kind of, you know, illegality as far as the SEC would be involved, you know, using SpaceX to pump up Tesla. But of course, we are very excited. We're very excited about using not only Teslas, but any kind of luxury car for our future scientific achievements. just luxury items in general. I think we're going to take a Chevy Volt and we're going to drill it into the center of the earth. And I think that's going to be a real scientific achievement. It's fantastic. I think we're going to take a Bitcoin and we're going to shoot it at Jupiter for no reason at all and just see what happens.
You say these words and I feel like my spirit is soaring. I'm just thinking of like all the great things we can do as a species.
If your spirit is soaring now, I'm going to challenge you to pay attention when we turn on the Elon Musk Bitcoin ray and we aim it at Jupiter. It's going to be a lot like Cobra Commander, and we're going to carve a Bitcoin logo in the surface of Jupiter right where the red spot is. It's going to be great.
That is so beautiful.
You're giving me reason to believe in the future again.
Yeah.
This is so epic.
The future, and also I'm just really inspired by 2001 Space Odyssey, the work of Stanley Kubrick, and I think it's within our lifetimes, within 20 years, we're going to have automated space flights that are run by nefarious, malevolent robots that are going to kill most of the crew. And we're going to do that so that, the higher class people, the people of the future, the star children like me, like the people I select, the billionaires and the ultimate elite that I select, we're going to go to the stars. And we're going to, Earth is done. Earth is jejune. And we are going to redo the whole Earth on Mars. And we're going to do it right. I've always wanted, since I was a little kid, I'm from South Africa, and they did a lot of things wrong. And I think this time you've got to have a system where there's, a caste system, an upper class and a lower class, but it should not be done the same way that we used to. Not along racial lines. We should do it on planetary lines, where those of us who go to Mars will rule over the survivors on Earth. And I think we're there. And there's nothing that can be done to stop it.
I would love to be among the chosen, the Elohim.
Everybody would love to be, but we're already booked up. We really have to have a falling out with one of our billionaire pals to get anybody else on the list. So you're welcome to get on the standby list. But I can warn you, the people on the standby list are probably going to be the ones that suffer the most on the early journeys. You guys have flirted with socialism, so that probably is going to cut you out from the future that I'm envisioning. But look, I have other companies because I've got the Boring Company. We're interested in building a completely different subway system that just goes from Beverly Hills to the Upper East Side across the country to get there in 2 minutes. And it's going to make things so wonderful. It's going to make things so wonderful for people who don't really need it. 200-year lifespans. You'll never have to worry about someone asking you for money because money will be outlawed. We won't need it anymore because we won't have anyone to keep it away from.
It's just like... I'm in awe of, again, what we could achieve as a species if only we let the great minds and great men amongst us just dream. Imagine without limits.
That's true. Which one is that? Who's talking? Which one is this? Which one of you is talking?
This is Will, Mr. Musk.
Okay, I think I like what you're saying so much, and Will, I'd like to hire you away from the Chapo if I can. If I could just throw a pile of Ethereum at you and hire you away.
Done and done. That is.
Yes, you can hop on a Tesla. We'll just launch it across the continent, and it'll land here in Hawthorne.
Incinerating on re-entry into the atmosphere in my Tesla fired by a Musk cannon across country would be a small price to pay to join the star children of the future.
That's the attitude. And I like the way you're saying it. I like the way you're phrasing it. I think that you have a place. If you can look your friends in the eyes and go, I wouldn't mind having you vaporized. I have a higher calling. Then that's the stuff that we need at SpaceX.
Daddy-O's, I'm saying bye-bye.
Mr. Musk, do you have any need for any organs? Is that a way that someone could maybe get in on the ground floor here? They might not necessarily have a lot of money, but they have a few extraneous organs that other people, maybe people who you would want to send up into space, would need?
Sure, especially because we're going to have a different regime of morality when we have a Martian colony, when we're out. Well, when we have our vacation homes on the moons of Neptune, we're going to have a completely different morality. And yes, organs we're going to use not even for replacing organs in the superhumans and the supermen, but we are also going to, we're going to have robots for that, of course. We're going to have robotic livers. We're going to have robotic assholes that last 500 years in our bodies. But we're interested in organ harvesting, of course, just for food because, it lasts longer, and there's going to be some people who have a problem. I don't want to eat people. I don't want to eat people. So that food might last longer for those of us that are okay with eating people. So yeah, sure, we can deep freeze you and put some paprika on, maybe some cinnamon, rub some nice barbecue sauce, and just keep it frozen like a little chicken stock. Was that Mr. Christman? Was that
yes.
Mr. Christman?
Yes, Christman. It would be an honor to be eaten.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind boiling you down into a chicken bouillon cube, a human bouillon cube. That might be great.
I would love to pass through your colon and fertilize the grounds of the terraform.
My robotic
Mars.
colon. Robotic colon. Don't leave that part out. Yeah, you guys, it's been great talking to you, and it's just, I mean, I'm in positive spirits, and people would say, hey, you shouldn't give away what you're going to do, but there's nothing you can do to stop it.
You, sir, are the most epic human being who has ever lived.
Thanks. Yeah, I believe that too. And why? It's because I see Mars, and I see an aspirational goal, a star that's red that we can get to, that's close, that we can terraform in ways that the laws constrict us currently on Earth. And it's red. It's an aspirational color. It's red. It's almost telling us to get here through blood. And that's what we're going to be doing.
All right. It's Chapo. I'm just going to kick things off right away this week. We're joined now, making his second appearance on the show, someone who I regard as the greatest humanitarian of our times, a humble genius, a dreamer, and a beacon of hope for all of humanity. Elon Musk, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, thank you. It's so great to be on the show again, to share my vision with you guys. It's great to be with the Chapo clan.
Elon, you're coming off an amazing week where you captured the world's imagination and rescued all of those children trapped in a cave in Thailand. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a fantastic week, and it's building on a lot of other fantastic weeks. I haven't had a bad week since 1990 and the political events that happened in that year. But we are, you got to forgive me because I'm here, we're on the ground in Phuket, and we're still working on the operation. What we did together with the royal government of Thailand, getting the 12 soccer boys out of the tunnel, just really the kind of inspiration that I need for my Space Force. And I was very inspired by the work of not only the young boys, but also of, the government of Thailand. We did it together. And SpaceX and Elon Musk could not have done what we did without some of the assistance of those people. So I have to be generous in that sense.
Probably the most crucial element of this rescue was the introduction of your personal child-sized submarines. Can you speak a little bit about the development of this technology?
We've been working on it for years, different program through SpaceX. One of our projects, because it takes so long to get to Mars, we were working on deep space pods so that we would be able to have, children go between Earth and Mars if they have divorced parents, like on an airline. And they'll be able to travel on their own, you see. And so we were working on that, and we thought, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to, reconfigure an existing project and try to get some headlines. And that's what we did. And it was really fantastic. They're perfect child-sized pods. They work whether the biological organism is alive or not. And they're just perfectly made for weaseling their way through an underground tunnel, whether it's in Phuket or whether it's in an undisclosed location where you'll see me surface again soon.
Elon, how do you respond to criticism? I mean, it's shocking to me that...
I want to cut you off there real quick, if I might, Will. The way I respond to criticism is by being online all day long, arguing with people on Twitter. Because let me say something. You're socialist this, socialist that. I'm also a socialist. I'm a socialist who happens to believe in the power of the markets and extra political power for billionaires.
Some people have said that this rescue that you did of these children, and again, they wouldn't have been rescued without your help, was just simply a publicity stunt to gain get some cheap heat for you and your company.
A publicity stunt. That sounds like something that Warren Buffett and his little troll boys would have put out there. Publicity stunt is when you have Pillsbury Doughboy on TV getting poked and you go buy Pillsbury Dough. Publicity stunt is electrifying an elephant to prove that your kind of electricity is not the right kind of electricity. Which, by the way, we're going to go on a tour of the United States and Canada in the next couple of years, and we are going to be electrifying some elephants just to prove actually that the Solar City Vision and Tesla battery grid is perfectly operational. So it's going to be a positive exercise in electrifying elephants. No, what we were doing is we're saving children. We're saving children, and we went down there. We were specifically asked by the king of Thailand. He said, Elon, I have no plan. I don't know what to do. And I was communicating with him every day. We were on FaceTime. And I said, you know, you got to do this, and I'm gonna get on the ship there. So we have a little submarines. We also are bringing over a little a boring company, large drill. And the good news is the boys are out, and the Thai government has been kind enough to give us the site of the caves, and we're going to use it as a proving ground for Tesla, for SpaceX, for the Boring Company.
Wow, so you're going to put some more boys down there?
Well, sure. I mean, that's obviously down the line, but you got to engineer it first and make sure it's safe and not safe, so you know what to allow for. There are going to be real boys, but not before we put in a little Boring Company tunnel. We're going to widen it just a little bit so you can just comfortably move a tube of one child at a time through the tunnel. And it's going to be a perfectly horrifying attraction.
You know, people are so impressed with this rescue. They're reaching out, to use your genius and your intellect to solve some of our society's other problems.
Yes, that's good. I see the check cleared.
I've been seeing a lot of people ask you, Elon, what can you do with your magnificent technology to make the people of Flint, Michigan have clean drinking water? What are you planning for that?
So we're talking about the Flint, Michigan, and yes, sure, no problem. I can get you drinking water. What do you want? Do you want it to be hard water? Do you want to bathe with it? Do you want to drink it? It's no problem at all. The solution is going to be done with nanocomputers. So we're working on that. We're working on biologically changing the people of Michigan so they don't need the same amount of water. We're working on installing solar panels in people's stem cells so that they can draw energy from the sun instead of from hydrogen and oxygen molecules. This is the stuff of, we're inspired by the work of Isaac Asimov. We're inspired by the work of Robert Heinlein, We're inspired by some great political thinkers of South Africa and a lot of other places. And we're going to make humanity lean. They're not going to need as much stuff. You understand?
Wow, is all I have to say to that.
I'm also working on a deodorant. There's going to be a deodorant. It's called, the fragrance is called Elon Musk. It's going to go into your armpits, and it's going to just sort of biologically change your pheromones so that you smell like someone who belongs on Mars.
Epic, sir, epic. Last question. I saw, a story in the news today that you were one of the top donors to the Republican Congressional Caucus's re-election funds.
Yeah, sure. Is that the problem? I'm a socialist. I'm a socialist who believes in the revolution of the proletariat through donations to the Republicans. I'm playing a game of holographic chess that you can't wrap your mind around.
I can wrap my mind around it, but I would expect a lot of haters online will, be upset by this or, say that it's some sort of hypocrisy on your part, but I don't think they understand that you're giving them money so that when the time comes for them to do right by you and the people of America, you can threaten to withhold that money.
Yeah, all I care about is how they're going to treat the future of humanity. And by that, I mean how they're going to treat my companies that I'm hoping to make billions of dollars off of. Look, I donate to all sides. I'm not a Republican. I'm nonpartisan. I donate to all sides. Yes, we're working with the Republican caucus to get them to support some very important libertarian issues. Also donating to Recep Tayyip Erdogan to make sure that Turkey, just cleans out any political elements that get in the way of a massive SpaceX campus. We donate to all sides. I'm working with the Dutch royal family. We're working with the Saudi royal family. Obviously, we have connections now in Thailand. We're going to have a massive tunnel underneath Bangkok that may drop it into the mantle of the earth, but what it will be replaced with will be magnificent. Do you see the vision? Ad aspera per sanguinem. To the stars through blood. And sometimes the route to the stars, the quickest route, of course, is a straight line between 2 points. Sometimes that line points directly through the center of our Earth. That is why we must drill our way to the stars.
Mr. Musk, thank you so much for your time. On behalf of those boys rescued from the cave, I know they haven't done this to you personally yet, so I will do it on their behalf. Thank you, Mr. Musk, for saving our lives.
Yeah, we're monitoring with them. We're monitoring like we like what they did, and so we're going to monitor them and probably kidnap them into an X-Men program sometime in the next 10 years once they've fully completed adolescence. And yeah, we're gonna if they can survive in those tunnels, we're gonna shoot them in a Tesla to Mars and see if they can survive there.
What a beautiful vision of the future, Mr. Musk. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Hold on, I gotta attend to some of my engineering right here, if you don't mind. Pull his body out of the combine.
Dude, I would love to hear Trump's comments of a space shuttle.
I would have never done what they did. We lost.
Why would you go to outer space? There's no air. It's crazy. I would never ever give money to NASA.
We lost it.
Get rid of them.
We lost a very expensive space shuttle. Luckily, not that many people were hurt. No one over was 6, but it could have been worse.
I mean, it's a shame we don't have a space shuttle program anymore.
Oh, yeah, that is a shame.
We have Epic Bacon Elon Musk with his Rick and Morty rocket.
The Pickle Rick one.
Dub dub dub. We're gonna go into space to see if the cake is a lie up there too.
Felix, this is
I'm gonna send the first DM slide from space to Carrie from MythBusters.
This is some more.
I'm a epic Imgur science guy, only horny for redheads for some reason.
Here's some Elon. Here's some Musk news for you, Felix. The Musk report. Everyone was talking about him this week because his company, or he made like some sort of market ready personal flamethrower for people.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was like, I swear I'm not starting the zombie apocalypse.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Good thing I had my hand there because that was a knee slapper. I get the reference, good sir.
And then he was like, hey, rockin' babies, this bad boy will give you great balls of fire.
He's the best type of person because he's a rockabilly and a introvert psychology, epic science genius. Oh, he's such a fucking piece of shit. JP Moore, all the guys from the early 1900s who just murdered strikers were better than him.
Well, at least they left behind museums and libraries.
Oh my, can you imagine what Elon Musk's charity will leave behind?
He's going to leave behind Imgur galleries of the awkward penguin meme.
Hey guys, I left you a vault of Szechuan sauce. Oh wow, Elon, we don't even care that you blotted out the sun with exhaust from SpaceX anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't really care that you spend 60 million poor school kids' lunches on rockets that keep blowing up.
Yeah. Oh, well, last one I have. Tesla / Elon Musk associated bubble collapse and suicide.
There we go.
Inshallah.
Would Musk's suicide be in a spectacular fashion or in a quiet, shameful one? Would he like strap himself to one of his rockets or something like that? He is epic.
Hard to say. I mean, no one's beating Aubrey McClendon, the king.
Yes. The good old neon fucking Maserati into the wall.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome to kill yourself that way. I fucking love that.
No, he couldn't kill himself.
I think
He couldn't,
Elon will probably it'll occur at the end of like an extended program of like Howard Hughes-ishness, and he'll just end up having his all Mormon guard execute him or something.
Yeah, I don't think he could crash the Tesla because that would be proving the haters right, which is the one
Right.
thing he can't do.
Well, like my Tesla, like it just spells out Enron to me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not literally. They're not like fucked up for the same reasons, but I just look at that thing and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
No,
Come
it's
on.
Yeah.
totally fraudulent.
Something's hinky.
Allegedly.
Yeah. It's very.
Don't
It's
sue
also
us.
very like we worky, where it's like
Yeah.
only very rich people that are like obsessed with and specialize in finance would look at that and be like, yeah, okay. And normal people who know nothing about it are actually better equipped to say, yeah, this doesn't sound feasible.
Well,
Yeah.
My prediction sort of overlaps and conflicts with Felix's in that I believe that yes, Tesla will have a crisis. Elon will try to escape to Mars in a homemade rocket that explodes upon takeoff. But then instead of just like being destroyed, Tesla will be acquired by GameStop.
All right.
And you know, the Teslas themselves are relegated to like basically like door giveaways for when you reserve your copy of like Mario Sonic Olympics 2028.
Yeah.
It does
Fine by me.
It does raise an interesting question. Would the government allow an Enron to happen again, though? Because I don't mean like as in allow a fraudulent business to pop up, but like would they allow? I don't feel like the government would allow a company that size to fail again.
Yeah, no, because they know that as soon as it fails, there's too many other dominoes behind it. That's what they learned in 2008.
Right.
So yeah, they're going to be a lot more. Well, I mean, that's what the fucking the CARE Act was. That was like a preemptive bailout, basically.
Yeah.
They'll just keep doing that as long as they can.
Yeah.
Which
For
is
sure.
why, like,
no, I mean, like, this is why neoliberalism isn't like libertarian capitalism, or it isn't like a fascist economic thing. It's all about managing markets within the realm of things. It's not a planned economy, but it's about like, you know, letting fires happen and then putting them out just quickly enough. Like there's just not really a free market if you go in and swoop in and save the capitalists every time they crash.
Yeah, it takes the worst parts of central planning and the worst parts of improv and puts them together.
Especially, you mean the rape? Yeah. On that note,
Yeah, we've done hour 20. Thank you all for listening.
Will's going to be so bad when he hears
That's why we
about
did an
this.
episode without him.
Oh, man.
These are always a fun treat, but we'll be back on Thursday. Will be back and with some structure and some other fun japes and stuff. So see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.